behind me you can see our bus being loaded onto a barge to cross this little stretch of water. Yeah. Apparently our bus ticket doesn't include our ferry ticket, as well as all the other things it didn't include. So we've got to go and buy one of those now. But yeah, interesting method to get across the water. You can see our orange bus in the distance. Clubhouse and some really insane traffic. So we're in Uyuni in Bolivia, and I just bought some alpaca wool. This is real alpaca. So apparently the wool that I bought in Cusco that I was sold as alpaca is synthetic. Apparently the way you tell is you burn the wool. If it burns like a wick and smells like burning hair, logically, obviously, that's alpaca. If it doesn't, it just, yeah, she burned the end of my fake alpaca wool and it looks synthetic, so maybe it's part alpaca, who knows? But now I have some real alpaca, so I'm gonna make a alpaca mix jumper when I get back to England. Yeah, that's cool. So here's the square, or a square, with a ginormous hat. It's pretty random. And now we're off to get some breakfast before we go on our tour of the salt flats. So our tour of the salt flats in Bolivia starts with the train graveyard in Uyuni. So the Bolivians, I believe, from what we gather, built the train line, but they never finished it. And then the British came and finished it in the Victorian era. But then when they left in the 1920s, they left all the trains, I think, because it was too expensive to transport them back to the UK. So yeah, there's all these crazy trains that have been here for nearly a millennia, not a millennia,
century. So trains are all here because the British brought them over to ferry silver from a silver mine that's over there and to the other end of the railway line, which is on the coast. So the British finished the railway and then opened the silver mine. There's no silver there anymore, but Bolivia there's lots of silver mines and the silver gets transported all over the world. It's cool.
So there's a pretty serious thunderstorm brewing. The last clap of thunder, like, the buildings would have shook, it was so loud. So maybe you'll see some lightning behind me, who knows. And we found out the word for thunderstorm in Spanish is, what is it, Sean? It ends in electrico, unsurprisingly. What's the first word? Terreno, terreno. Okay, anyway, something like terreno electrical. You can tell that Spanish is getting real good. But yeah, maybe we'll have another clap of thunder any moment. Meanwhile, this is the Llama Salt Museum on the edge of the salt flats. The whole building is made of salt. It's pretty cool. And salt is just really important here. In the end, they used it to separate the silver from the other minerals when they were mining. But before that, it was used for loads of stuff like in food and preserving things and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. So in the Salt Museum, we discovered there are 3 layers to the salt flats. So the top 0 to 7 centimeters is a crust, and that's where you get the hexagonal patterns. Then beneath that you've got between 1 and 10 meters of a thicker sort of sedimentary layer, and then underneath that there's a like a lake that's slime and brine and all that kind of stuff. So here we have bubbling through the surface the brine from way beneath us, and you'd think, because it's bubbling, that it's hot, but it's not. It's frio, it's gold, and yeah, it definitely smells like brine, that's for sure. And you can see in the distance that thunderstorm is still following us, and there's lots of people here. So here you can see the hexagonal shapes on the crust. Well, hopefully I can see them. And never ending salt desert. And still the storm follows us. Here's all the flags at the start of where they do the Dakar rally, outside the Salt Hotel, which is more like a hostel when we went inside. That's quite cool. Sean says if he was building a hotel out of salt in the middle of the desert, it would be like the Taj Mahal. So I'm not sure about the engineering of that, but that's what he thinks. So this bit of the salt flat has got a thin layer of water on it. It's really cool. So you can get some excellent reflections.
So we've been discussing occasionally with people this notion that the Earth is flat, and there seems to be quite a few believers. I think this is quite a good place to show that it's not, because you can see the horizon and then you can see the mountains behind the horizon. The reason you can see the mountains but not the bottom of the mountains is because the Earth that you can see curves off.
So there's a gap.
So there's the gap then between the edge of the Earth you can see and the mountain.
So you might not be able to see it on the video, but the Earth seems to stop, and then there's a gap, and then there's the mountains behind, and that's because we can only see a maximum 7 miles to the edge of the curvature of the Earth from ground level. So that's how you get that effect. So we are not flat earthers. Sorry guys.